All right, so we're continuing our powerlifting for aesthetics series. This week we're gonna be talking about the squat. So for us, the squat is a major exercise. It's one of the three main lifts. We utilize it to build up nice strong trunk strength as well as lower body hypertrophy and strength. So as we program it, we utilize a lot of variations. We utilize variations within stance, within bar placement, within starting position, within pause position. And so today I'm going to be talking about bar placement. The major locations that we can place the bar are in the front rack position, the high bar location, and the low bar location. So I'm going to go through each of those in a sort of a quick fashion, and then they'll be re-evaluated later on and done as their own individual thing later. So first thing I'm going to do is take you over to the squat rack and give a demonstration of the front rack, the high bar, and the low bar placement, and then I'll go into more detail with each of them. All right, so when we're looking at the front rack, there's a few major characteristics that we want to see with it. So first off, there's different ways that you can hold the front rack, whether it's the Olympic style grip, or clean style, the crisscross, and then another variation I'll show with thumbs. The major thing that we're looking for is that the bar is resting in this little crevice right here. So I don't want it to be resting on top of my delts, but behind my delts, across my collarbones, and in that nice strong position. So one of the ways I teach people to do this is walk up, center on there. I want to go in, so it's gently against my throat, thumbs to the roof, and then you should be able to unrack. And realistically, you should be able to squat in this position. So going on from there, I want to work on either having one of those three grip variations. So with my clean grip style, where I come through, I have my elbows nice and high, and I unrack, walk out, and as I go, I'm keeping it nice and high. There's a lot that goes into that, working on rotation of the shoulder. If you struggle with this, if it irritates your wrist, that's usually the major problem. Very rarely is it wrist mobility. It's more shoulder rotation that's a problem. But that can be addressed later on. In this series, we're going to go through the three styles real quickly first. So, next variation is the clean or the crisscross. You often see this done with bodybuilders where they go hand upon hand. Since we're not trying to build a clean, you can use any variation that you need to. Another style that's quite popular, or coming to be more popular, you'll see one of our athletes, Byron Wiley, utilize this variation a lot, where he comes in, he has thumbs on, hands on the side of the neck, and then you can go from here. If you have any sort of lightheadedness as you do this, oftentimes one of the problems is that people are keeping their shoulders back too much. In fact, when you front squat, it's typically a decent idea to keep your shoulders slightly forward, and that way it creates a little bit of space, and you're not pushing in on your carotid arteries right here. So that's your clean style and crisscross and thumb style holds for the front squat. So the next thing I'm going to go through is the high bar placement. This is one that we utilize a lot. It's a great way to build strength, whereas the low bar is more of a way to test your strength. So we program high bar quite a lot in our programming, especially when we're further out from the test date. So we'll do mock meets or test dates of some variety every about 12 weeks. But outside of that, when we're further away, such as like 12 and 8 weeks out, we're going to utilize a lot of high bar placement. So when I'm setting up for my high bar, I'll give you a different cue in a second. I want to set up with my hands closer than I would with my low bar. I'm coming in, I'm getting my shoulder blades squeezed as tight as I can. And there's a few different locations that I can go on, but generally it's going to be just set up like this. So you can see a better angle. I'm here, get my hands set up, I'm pulling my shoulder blades together so that I get my traps nice and big. And then I don't want to set it on this little bump that's going to irritate my neck. Instead, I want to put it right below that, so it's on the meat of my traps. And then another variation within the high bar is a slightly lower position, where instead of being up here, it's right here at the top of the spine of my scapes. For people that struggle with the true high bar, that variation where you move the bar up or down slightly, it can be a way to relieve the stress that a lot of people have and discomfort with their neck. It's also a way to get it closer to low bar, so you're able to typically lift a little bit more weight. But we'll generally just prescribe it as high bar, and either variation within that placement is fine. Now low bar is where things get different. That is the variation that is true powerlifting. You don't see low bar outside of powerlifting. And so when we're looking at it, instead of having the bar rest across my traps, I'm now having it rest across my delts, my posterior delts. And so I want to actually below this bone, this is my spine and my scap, I want it right beneath that. So I set up my hands, depending upon your flexibility, you're going to move your hands out or in. And when I come in, I want to cross that. When I go, I want to be thinking about breaking the bar, almost doing a pec fly, so that I'm pulling the bar into my back. Then I'll be bringing my elbows down, getting a nice tight rack position, and then depending upon your wrist discomfort, you're going to have to keep wrists straight over top or wrists bent underneath. So here, I'm pulling the bar into my back, elbows are down. For me, I'm going wrists underneath, and this is my low bar position. So today we covered the front squat, the high bar, and the low bar. In general, it's been said, great thing that I got from Dan Green is, if it's not the low bar, it's the high bar. So if you're wondering about those different positions that you can place it, any of them are fine. So in our powerlifting for aesthetic small, consider any of those variations high bar. So that is it for this week. We wanted to go over the squat variations of bar placement. We utilize a lot of squats in the powerlifting for aesthetic small, anywhere from 1 to 4 times a week squatting, and we just wanted to make sure that we give you guys some good information. So have a great week. Check you in next time.